Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Unity 3D tutorial. Today we are going to be focusing on creating abilities for our characters. What? Finally, yay! Because I'm starting to get, it's all networking out and all this stuff. It's like, yeah, it's fun, but it's not fun. This is the fun stuff. But unfortunately, we got to start off with some boring stuff. So, what I'm going to do is teach you how to make a shield, which I believe is very important because every game needs their supporty-like characters. So, pretty much what I've done is gone ahead and got this lovely shield-looking thing, which is going to go over our character. I have a feeling it's going to look very nice, but of course we need to know how to instantiate that. We need to know how to keep it on our character. We need to know how to destroy it and all that type of stuff, right? And the first thing I need to let you guys know is that we're not actually doing this online. This is a non-networked game that I'm currently working on, but the same principle applies. In fact, what I'm going to do is show you the many different abilities in MOBA games, and then I'm going to apply them all in a networked version. But first of all, we got to get this offline version done because it takes too long to have every ability networked. So if I can network the entirety of it in one episode, top notch. It was 10 minutes maximum. I swear to God. Okay, so this is gonna be pretty good. So pretty much a shield, very simple. Just spawn and then destroy once the time's up. But whilst it has spawned, protect our character and stuff like that. So we're not going to really worry about the statistics because statistics are really easy to play around with. But what we need to worry about is like the Unity specific stats that we want to change. So first of all, we got to have our particle effect or whatever we're using, and then we got to have our character. Alright, so the character I'm currently using in this game. In fact, I'll click play right now, just so you can see what he does. He pretty much just walks around and does nothing important, right? So we'll just get rid of that. So for my game, I have this script called player stats, which just holds the whole bunch of like the purpose of the game, the statistics of the game. So if we just minimize that because we don't need that, and then we got this character script right here, right? And this pretty much controls the movement. Now some abilities do play around with the movement and stuff like that, so we're going to probably need to use this later. But for right now, we're just going to use our shield, so we don't need that either. But we do need a little ability procking script here, right? So in my scripts, I've created a script called abilities, right? And it's open right here. So it's pretty much got three functions right now, which is on GUI, update, and start, right? So for the GUI, we'll just get it over and done with, guys. I know you've seen this many times, but if I go public, and we'll go texture, make sure it's texture 2D. Sorry, I'll get rid of that off my head. Headphones. So we got texture 2D, and then we want to make sure that it is ability icon, right? I'll put a 1 in there. No, I'll just make it. But ability icon, right? And that's all good. Now we just wanted to show that this ability is available to use. So we're just gonna go GUI dot draw texture, and then we'll create a new rectangle for it. Rectangle, and then we go 10 by 150, and then we need to go ability icon dot height, right? Like that. There we go. Awesome. And then we need to go ability icon dot. Actually, this one's height. Sorry, we got it the other way around. Ability icon. Okay. So we'll just shut that off here, but we've changed this because I know I got it wrong. Width. Okay, there we go. So pretty much all that does is display this icon, and we say, okay, this ability is available if you press the certain button, and sorry. And so yeah, it just gives the user, it's that visual indicator type thing, right? But we don't really want to worry about that. We'll just worry about the other stuff. So what we need to do is we need to, first things first, get our game object. So we go public, public game object, we'll go shield, and we'll play around with that later, right? So we got our game object for our shield. We also, okay, so I had two ways of doing this that I thought we can either do it by creating a new script for the ability, which will be better for an offline mode, but for an online mode, it will be better if your computer controlled what happened with that ability, like when it gets destroyed and all that type of stuff, right? But I think I'll go with the 2 ways now. It might actually be better in the long run, because then everybody who's networking this ability will know its timing and stuff like that. So you're not be able to hack it yourself. I don't know if that makes much sense to you guys, but in my brain it does. So we'll just say it makes sense. So I'm going to need to create another script, another C# script. We'll call this script shield ability, and we may be able to use the same shield ability for more than one character's shield. So what we can do in our shield ability, let's open that up. Save changes. Yeah, save it. I don't know why it's what shield mono behavior. Why are you red? Hang on, if I go, yep, okay, I need to shut this down. I need to shut that down, save and close, and open it back up again because it's playing up. Sorry about that, guys. Brilliant, there we go. Okay, now we just want to get rid of these stupid comments, which don't help at all. And within our shield properties, right, so we want a timer, first of all. Whoops, we want a float timer, there we go. And we also want a public, we'll call it duration, because every shield needs a duration, but it needs to also be a float duration. And the timer is going to control, gonna take what the duration, max duration is, and take that and work with it, and destroy it when it reaches 0 or whatever. And so that's pretty much all we need for those two. Okay, so but the other thing we need is that we need to know who our spawner is, right? And the reason is because we need to track their location in this 3D world so that we can stay on them, right? So we got to go public. Oh Jesus, public. We'll go public. What is it? Game object. Oh, we could go transform. Nah, screw it. Public game object, and we'll go my owner. Right. So it's this ability specific owner. And we'll just go under start. We want to set the timer to duration, right? So that our timer becomes our max time. And then amongst the update, we want to go timer minus equals time dot delta time, right? And that just means that it's going to go down in seconds until it reaches 0. And we'll do that right now. If we say if timer is less than or equal to, I'll check that. No point really, but 0, then we want to destroy the game object, right? Destroy, and we'll just go game object like that, right? Oh, brilliant. Okay, so we'll destroy ourselves once this reaches this, but in the meantime, we want to track the my owner's position, right? So we've got to go transform dot position equals my owner dot transform dot position, right? And we don't need to worry about setting my owner as of yet. We just need to, when it's instantiated, we'll set it whilst it instantiates. So let's take a look at this. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, so it's going to follow us. Just want to make sure that nothing goes wrong, or else I'm going to look like a complete another tool. But that's all good. We got this, and then we got destroy game object if time reaches. It's brilliant. Okay, wonderful. Now, we could make it that people can disable shields, right? So because we want to make it as flexible as possible, instead of destroying it when the timer equals 0, we really should be doing this. We should be going, we'll make it a public void, because other people might be able to do this, right? A public void means that anybody, any other script can access this, sorry, can access this, what do you call it, function. So we go public void, and we'll go death. Oh, yes, death, right? The death of self. And we just go, and we take this destroy game object when death is called. And then in timer, we'll call death, right? Sorry, D-E-A-T-H, there we go. So we call death when time equals 0. Rather than destroying the game object, we'll call this function. And if somebody wants to get rid of a shield, maybe their ability set gets rid of shields, they'll be able to call void death using their abilities, right? So which means that they can destroy the shield and then attack the target. I don't know. Depends on how you want your MOBA to work. But that's pretty much I reckon that's a mighty fine way to do it. So we destroy death, yes, and we got this. It all looks perfect. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So we just keep checking my owner, and what we want to do right now is instantiate our character. But the way we're going to do it, I reckon, is we're going to do like the same thing. We want to create a function where we activate an ability. Now you notice I'm not ability. Oh wait, ability 1. Yeah, why not? Oh, we'll call that capital A, because apparently functions do that. Okay, there we go. So we got ability 1 is our void. Now you notice I didn't put public in front of this one because other people cannot activate our abilities for them unless you have a character that you want to activate other people's abilities for them. But I don't really see how that, makes much sense. So yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of a character in League that would ever do that, but you know what I mean. Okay, so anyway, so we'll just go ability 1 in a void, and we want to call that somehow when we press a certain button, right? So the button we may want to press, right? The button we can press, let's say, is we want to make that a bool and update. So we're frequently checking whether or not we're pressing this button, and we want to call this whatever our thing is. So for my abilities, I'm actually going to go AB ability 1, right? So my boolean ability 1 is going to be equal to the input dot get key down, and then in this we want to go key code dot 1, right? Not F1, alpha 1. There we go. Key code dot alpha 1, which means that when I press 1 on the keyboard, it's going to go. Oh, we're now set to true for 1 frame, 1 very small frame. So what we want to do is if AB1 is equal to true, but we don't need to write that because that's pretty much what it interprets by itself, then we want to call ability1 the function, right? Ability1 the function, and then we just put this brackets here and close it off, and they're brilliant. It's done. Okay, so we call out ability1. And in ability 1 we can write whatever the hell we want. So this is what ability 1 does. And remember that this is called for only 1 frame. So what we want to do is instantiate. So we'll just go game object. Actually, game object, we'll call it my shield. So, and we'll make that equal to instantiate, and we want to instantiate a game object. We want to instantiate our shield, and we want to instantiate that at transform.position, our current transform position, and we also want to instantiate it so that at quaternion dot identity, right? And quaternion identity is pretty much the code for 0, 0, 0 in rotation. So it's not rotated at all. It's at its default rotation. And the reason I'm doing that is because I don't know what it's going to look like if it goes in our rotation. I mean, we might be out way off in the space somewhere and looking halfway upside down, and we don't really want the ability to look like that. So, oh god, I need some water. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Now if we go down, we want to take my shield. Actually, we'll. Okay, so it's called shield, right? Shield. Capital S, because we're trying to get that script from my shield, right? The game object we've just instantiated. We want to get the shield script, so we go shield. We'll give it a name. The shield script, right? Will be equal to my shield dot get component, right? And then in these little arrowy parentheses things, we'll just go shield, and then we'll go. I don't know if we need this actually. Yeah, maybe we do. Okay, so and then we want to go shield script. Shield script dot. What's our game object? my owner, right? Shield script dot my owner is equal to this dot game object. Now, I'm not too sure if that's going to work. It should work. Upon instantiating, it's going to get that component, set it to yourself. Now that should all work. Now all we need to do, okay, I'm pretty sure. Alpha 1. Okay, so when we press 1, okay, so we're going to need a few things here. We saved all, yep, everything's saved. Okay, so what? Are you missing a cast? Where are you? Oh! Sorry. There we go. That should do it. That should do it. Don't quote me on that. Yeah, there we go. Brilliant. Okay. So, now what we want to do is go to our My Town abilities and get our shield here. Yeah, look, our shield, nice particle system, all this nonsense. And its position is currently random as hell. So what we want to do is go, oh no, the X rotation is set to -90. That's going to play around with the rotation and it's going to look all funny. It's okay, we'll fix that later. Oh, Jesus. I'm having regrets now. Okie doke. We'll just chuck shield on. And then we've got my owner game object. Well, we don't need that yet. We'll make it last for 5 seconds just to make it really easy. And that's pretty much it. Now we want to do is go to my character and chuck the ability script on. Now the ability icon, so we need to chuck the shield on, clearly. Chuck our prefab for the shield onto our abilities folder here, a script here. And the ability icon, I mean, I am probably just going to, unless you want me to make one right now, which I don't think is really appropriate, I'm just going to chuck on a plank of wood. As our first ability, our shield. We'll call it the wooden shield, even though it's made out of air. That's all good. So now when we click play, we're probably going to have some problems, I have a feeling. So if I press 1, no! Well, yes and no. And yeah, and after 5 seconds it destroys itself. So yes, it works. So happy it works. But no, because it... I'm sorry, but the rotation... Okay, so the rotation is way off in somewhere nowhere. Oh goodness. Alright, I'm sorry about that. Rotation is completely off, but because I had a bit of a prediction that was going to change this rotation to 0, 0, 0, but this needs to be at -90. So okay, so transform position quaternion.identity. So we can't have that at quaternion.identity, or else it just changes it to some, you know, really weird type thing. So what we're going to do is go, we're going to need to create a new quaternion. We'll create one here, actually. Quaternion, quaternion, and we'll call it good rotation, right? And if we make that public, actually, it'll be a bit better. There we go. And then we want to set this end bit here to good rot. Good rot. Okay, so we're going to create our own little rotation, and this is going to fix everything completely, pretty much. So if we go to my character, and we see, oh, good rot here. Okay, so we got X, Y, Z, and W. Don't worry about W, but we want to set X to -90, like it is in the shield, which is -90, and the rest is just 0. So we'll just leave that like that, you know? And now that we click play, and we should activate our ability, and look, there's our icon up there in the top left looking like a piece of wood, and what? No! Alright, hey guys, so you probably don't notice there's a secret little cut there that separates the past from the future. So what happened was, I actually finished that episode, and then watched it back and thought, okay, I'm pretty sure I can fix this. So that wasn't actually a hard fix. All we needed to do in our script, which we didn't actually do, was instead of creating this new quaternion called good rotation, which we can completely get rid of, all we needed to do, let's just save that, was change the transform rotation to the shield's transform rotation. So it remained at the same. And now that we play it, after all of that, now it works perfectly, right? brilliant. So finally it didn't do that whole upsy daisy type thing. Now of course there's still other stuff to focus about, but we'll get to that in another episode. And if I keep spamming this, it's gonna look really, really creepy white thing going around chomping everything up and stuff like that. But of course, you guys probably can figure out your own way to do it, or I will probably come up with a way to do it that I'll just say, hey, this is a way to do it. Okay, so thank you guys for watching, and sorry about the little cut there. Now that cut was not me going away and researching something. That cut, I had actually finished the episode, but it just took me like 5 minutes to close up because I was too busy laughing at the bloody shield being on its side all the time, no matter what I did. And it was just such an easy fix, guys, so I'm terribly sorry about that. So anyway, goodbye, and thank you guys for watching. Please like if this helped. I like my likes. I got my first dislike, which is nice to know. Somebody out there is like, hey, your video didn't help me. And it's like, oh Christ, Taylor, come on, you need to focus harder on these videos type things. So anyway, yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll be uploading a lot more ability videos soon, so thank you guys. And as always, I don't really have an outro, so I'm just gonna say cut. That was terrible.